Second thing that you want from your product is they should be free from pyrogens, isn't it? They should be sterile also. At the same time, they should not contain any byproducts, okay, which may cause, increase in body temperature. What are pyrogens? Pyrogens are the product, okay, byproducts which increases the body temperature, okay. So you want your products to be free from pyrogen also. Hence you carry out the test for pyrogens. There are two tests that you carry out. You carry in vivo and in vitro test. You carry out animal test and you carry out the in vitro test also. Let us talk about the in vivo test, the tests which are carried out in animals. Okay, that these tests are carried out on usually rabbit. Okay, so what you determine whether the product that you are giving, okay, increases the body temperature of the rabbits. Okay, if it increases the body temperature of rabbit, then it contains pyrogen. It is going to be harmful for your patients also. Okay, so the test involves the measurement of rise of body temperature of rabbits when you give this product intravenously, okay, to the rabbits. Okay, so it basically is the measurement of body temperature of rabbit when you give this product intravenously to the rabbit, right? You have to remember that this is only for the products. This test is carried out only for the products which are tolerated by the rabbits, okay, in a dose of near about 10 ml per kg body weight. Okay, so if the weight of the rabbit, usually the weight of the rabbit that we are going to take is 1.5 kg or more. So if the weight of the rabbit is 1.5 kg, then near about 15 ml of dose that we give to the rabbit, he should be able to tolerate that product. Okay, then and then only the test for pyrogen is carried out for that product. Okay, otherwise we can go for the in vitro test, right? And it is given intravenously, right, and for a period of not more than 10 minutes. For this he should be able to tolerate. Okay, that only product is taken for test for pyrogen. Something regarding the animal, how the animal should be. It should be healthy. It should be an adult rabbit. It should be it should be of either sex, that is male or female, both should be there. Okay, and it should be weighing not less than, as I told you, 1.5 kg, right? He should be always fed on a proper balanced controlled diet. Okay, and he should have not shown loss in body weight during the last week of the test. So you are going to carry out the test today, so in the last week he should not show any loss in body weight. Such healthy rabbits of either sex, okay, adult, which are weighing 1.5 kg on a balanced diet, such healthy rabbits should be taken for the test. How you are going to house your animal? The house of the animal, okay, wherever you are keeping your animal, it should be having uniform temperature. There should be not be any fluctuation in the temperature. The temperature it should be ranging in the region of plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius, right? And secondly, it should also have uniform humidity, and it should be also free from disturbances which are likely to excite them. Okay, so they should have uniform temperature. They should be kept in uniform temperature, uniform humidity, and they should be kept free from disturbances. Second thing that the third thing that you have to remember about the animals is that you are not going to use the animals. Okay, do not use the animals which more frequently. Basically, you have to use the animal once in 48 hours only. So if you have done the test now, then you have to use this animal only after 45 hours. Okay, don't use it after 12 hours, or 24 hours or 36 hours. Once you carry out the test today, then keep it for 2 days, and after 2 days, then again you can use this rabbit for the next test. Okay, again you cannot rabbits, okay, which, okay, has got rise in temperature by 0.6 degree or more when the test was carried out. So this is the rabbit, okay, you have carried out the test on him, pyrogen test today, and the pyrogen test has failed. The pyrogen test fails when the rise in body temperature of this rabbit is above 0.6 degree. Body temperature of this rabbit has risen by 0.6 degree. Therefore, the test has failed of pyrogen, and the product was found to be what? Pyrogenic. The product was said that it is pyrogenic. Now, such rabbit, okay, we has already been given a product which was pyrogenic. Such rabbit should not be used for 2 weeks. Any other normal rabbit, any other rabbit, okay, should not be used for 48 hours. But such rabbit which was given a pyrogenic product, he should not be used for near about 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, you can again use that rabbit. So this is all regarding the test animal. Okay. Moving further, what are the materials that you are going to use? Okay, for the test, you require glasswares, you require syringes, you require needles. All of these should be properly washed with the water for injection. It should be heated in hot air oven at 250 degrees Celsius. So if there is any microorganism that is present on it, should be destroyed. It should be totally free from pyrogen. It should be totally sterile in nature. It should be free from any microbial contamination. So for that, you are going to wash. You are going to dry this glass syringes and needle in a hot air oven at 250 degrees Celsius for near about 30 minutes, or at near about 200 degrees Celsius for near about 1 hour, and you are going to make it free from pyrogen or any microorganism. The retaining box, so these are the retaining box, okay, in which you are going to keep the animals. These retaining boxes for the animal in which you are going to measure the temperature. Okay, it can be measured with the help of thermometers, it can be measured with the help of thermistor, it can be measured with the help of any other electrical devices. Okay, but this box in which you are going to keep the animal, okay, should be they should be kept as a loosely fitted neck stock. So this is the loosely fitted neck stock. They should be contained in the loosely fitted neck stock, and the rest of the body, see the behind this body, should remain relatively free, so that the animal can sit comfortably in the normal position. Right now, the animal should be put in this box 1 hour before the test. Okay, and they should remain in this box throughout the test. Right, the temperature the temperature of the room where you are going to carry out the test should be within 3 degrees Celsius of the room temperature. हमने उसको हाउस किया था, you remember? Okay, it has been kept, it is having some place to stay. Okay, so that temperature and the temperature with this test is carried out should be within 3 degrees. There should be not much variation in the temperature, and you have to keep this rabbit in this place, okay, that is the room, for near about 18 hours before the test, so that it gets what you call that, you get accustomed with the room temperature wherever you are keeping it. Before the test, you are not going to give him food, okay, and you are not going to give him food overnight, and you are going to not give him the food until the test is completed. You are also not going to give him water while the test is being carried out. Okay, so these are all regarding the materials and the animals and how you are going to keep it regarding that. Okay, now let us go to how you are going to record the temperature. Now the temperature is being recorded, as I told you earlier. It can be recorded with the help of thermometer, it can be recorded with the help of thermistor, it can be recorded with the help of any other equipment, okay, which is properly calibrated, so that you can assure the accuracy of 0.1 degree Celsius. Okay, and the maximum reading, okay, should be reached within 5 minutes. Right, we are going to insert the thermometer into the rectum, okay, of the animal at the depth of near about 5 centimeter. Okay, if it's an electrical device that you are using for checking the temperature, in that case it should be inserted in the rectum 90 minutes before injecting the sample into the animal. Okay, and that electrical device which you are going to use for checking the temperature should remain in that position throughout the test. Okay, and it should also go near about depth of near about 5 centimeter. Okay, Going ahead, this was about how you are going to record the temperature. Now let us see the actual procedure, how you carry out. Now the procedure is divided into two parts. You have the preliminary test and you have the main test. Now preliminary test is also known as sham test. Now this test is basically been carried out if you are using the animal first time for the pyrogen test. If you are repeating the same animal many a times, after every 48 hours you are using it, and this animal you have already used for pyrogen test, then no need for going for the sham test. Okay, or you are going to carry out the sham test or preliminary test if for 2 weeks you have not used this animal, right? So if the animal is a new animal, or if this animal whatever is under test which are going to test now is not used for 2 weeks, then you are going to go for the sham test, right? For going for the sham test, what you are going to do is you are going to intravenously inject in him pyrogen free saline solution which has been warmed. Okay, you are going to inject pyrogen free saline solution. Okay, you're not going to inject the drug. Pyrogen free saline solution which is warmed up to 38.5 degrees Celsius. And how much you are going to inject? Near about 10 ml of per kg body weight you are going to inject in the animals, right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to record the temperature being at least 90 minutes before the injection. So you should start recording the temperature 90 minutes before the injection, and you should continue for 3 hours after the injection. That is how you are going to record the temperature, right? Any animal is showing the variation of 0.6 degrees Celsius, then that animal you are not going to select for the main test. You are going to remove that animal from the main test. If the animals are already been used for the test, say 2 or 3 days before, then you don't have to carry out the sham test for such product for such animals, right? Now going to the now you have tested the animals, you have found now they are healthy, they are good. You have already carried out preliminary test on them by giving the saline solution, which was not containing any of your drug, etc. Right, which was pyrogen free, which you know was pyrogen free, and then you have recorded the temperature also, and then you have found that the animal's temperature is not increasing by 0.6 degrees Celsius. Now such animals now you are going to take for the such three animals now you are going to take for the main test. Okay, so the number of animals that you are going to select is a group of. Now you are going to prepare the sample. Whatever you are having your injectable, you are going to dissolve that substance. Okay, if it is solid, etc., you are going to dilute that substance, which first pyrogen free saline water or any other solution, okay, which is prescribed in that monograph. You are going to dilute it with that. Okay, then you are going to warm that for near about 38.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, you are going to warm it. Then you are going to give it to the animal. Before giving it to the animal, 90 minutes before, you are going to start recording the temperature. Okay, you are going to start recording the temperature of that animal 90 minutes before that, right? Will continue doing so, recording the temperature at near 30 minutes. Okay, after every 30 minutes, and after 3 hours after the injection. So 1.5 hours, okay, before the injection, before you give the injection, you are going to measure the temperature every 30 minutes. Okay, right? Then you are going to give the injection to the what you got that animal. Okay, then again for next 3 hours you are going to you are going to monitor the temperature for near about, say, every 30 minutes you are going to monitor the temperature. So near about this test goes for near about 4.5 hours, and in between these 4.5 hours regularly what you are going to do is you are going to check the temperature. What you do is you check the initial temperature 90 minutes before, you check the temperature, and then you check the temperature in regular interval, and you see what is the maximum difference in temperature. So what was the initial temperature? So So what is the initial temperature? And then what is the highest temperature that you have noted in this period? Those two temperatures you are going to take. Are you getting me? Understood? Right. Moving ahead, there's one more condition. You have to use only those animal whose initial temperature. Now you have taken an initial temperature, right? Before giving the injection, you have taken initial temperature. You have to choose only those animal whose initial temperature do not vary by 1 degree from each other. So there are three animals, one, 2, and 3. So their temperature, each of the temperature should not vary from 1 degree. They should be having uniform temperature. All these three animals should be having uniform temperature. Moreover, no rabbit should be having a temperature which is higher than 39.8 or which is low 38 degrees Celsius. If any animal is having a temperature like this, then that animal should be removed and it should be replaced by some other animal. That care you have to take. Okay. So now you are going to inject the solution. You are going to inject the solution. What is the location of injecting the solution? It is marginal vein of the ear, and that's why the animals were kept in that way. Okay. So it is the location is the marginal vein of the ear. You are going to inject it. Time taken for injecting is near about within 4 minutes. You have to inject it. Otherwise, whatever is been prescribed in the monograph, that you have to follow. The amount of sample that you are going to inject is not less than 0.5 ml per body weight and kg body weight, and not more than 10 ml per kg body weight unless otherwise prescribed in monograph. Please remember, unless otherwise prescribed in monograph is very important. If your monograph for that particular product, for that particular injectable says that it should be 15 ml per kg body weight, then you have to follow that. If your monograph says that particular monograph says for that particular product that it should be 0.2 ml per kg body weight, then you have to follow that. If not, then it should be between 0.5 ml to near about 10 ml per kg body weight, right? What you're going to observe, as I told you earlier, you're going to observe the initial temperature and you're going to observe the highest temperature. The difference between both of them you are going to take as the response. If there is a negative response, then you have to count it as a zero response. So the earlier the body weight was say 39 degrees Celsius, okay, and after giving the injectable, it has become 38 degrees Celsius, okay. Then you are going to carry that response as a negative response. You are going to consider as a zero response, okay. This is how you are going to inject the solution and you are going to take the observation. Moving ahead, okay, how you are going to interpret the results. Now you have got the readings, you have got the initial reading, you have got the reading during the test. You have carried out the test on 3 rabbits, okay. Now if you have 3 rabbits, the temperature rise, okay, in these 3 rabbits is less than 0.6 degrees Celsius in each of the rabbits. So first rabbit, the increase was 0.2. In the second rabbit, the increase was 0.1 or 0.4, and the third rabbit, the increase was 0.3, right? So it is less than 0.6. If that is the case, then your test passes, okay. There is other condition also. The rise in the group should not be more than 1.4. It means what? Supposing there are 3 rabbits, the rise in first rabbit is 0.5, the rise in second rabbit is again 0.5, and the rise in third rabbit is also 0.5. So it is satisfying the first condition. What is the first condition? That it should be less than 0.6 degrees. So it is satisfying the first condition. But in second condition, what is there? The rise in the group over here is 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.5, so it becomes 1.5. Okay, then the test fails. If it is not this, it is 0.5, 0.5, and say up here it is say 0.3. Then the total is 1.3, isn't it? Then it is satisfying the first condition also, and it is satisfying the second condition also. So the test passes. Are you understanding? Supposing over here it is, say over here it is 0.7. Okay, 0.7, 0.5 and 0.1. The total comes to 1.3. The total increase comes to 1.3. It is satisfying the second condition. But here it is not satisfying the first condition. That is, each should be less than 0.6. Here it is 0.7. So in this case, the test fails. Just to repeat once again, okay. If you have taken 3 rabbits, if the temperature of each rabbit has the difference of rise in temperature as 0.6 degrees Celsius and the total rise in temperature of these 3 rabbits is not more than 1.4%, then the test passes. If any of this criteria is not met, then the test fails. If the test fails, then you have to carry out the of the same product with 5 more rabbits. Now the total rabbit has become 8. Okay. Now not more than 3 rabbits should have the difference in temperature more than 0.6. And the total rise in temperature should not be more than 3.7. If it is satisfying this condition, okay, for these 8 rabbits, then that is first 3 and next 5. देखिए 3 के आपके पास recordings है ही, temperature recordings are there with you. So these 3 and next 5, okay, together for 8 rabbits, if these 2 conditions are being satisfied, then you can say the test passes. If not, then your test for pyrogen fails.